Hit the stream. There we go. Level. Yeah. We're going wild today. Let's get rid of the music. We're going on over there. There we go. Now, so what is your brand? There we go. Let's turn this here a little bit more. So, there you go. Because I want to pull up some videos today. It's a really good question. What is your brand? Who are you? What is brand telling? How's that whole thing work? What is it? Isn't it just how people perceive you? I think bottom line is yes. How do people perceive you? How do people perceive you? Where do they find you? When is it that they are coming to this conclusion? First impressions are big, huge, huge. If we talk about elevator pitches, we just talk about that. Brief intro. The world is an elevator pitch. Nothing more than a brief intro. Hey, Brian, tell me about yourself. Well, I get involved with a whole bunch of different things, a little bit of this, a little bit. It's like, okay, what is it telling you? Jump to the conclusion on that one. It says, man, you're all over the place. How is that? How's that working out? It's good. Yeah, anyhow, but that's not really an answer. As opposed to, hey, Brian, what's going on? Oh, man, working on podcasts, stuff like that. Giving people the confidence to communicate. Different rather than, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And then the question is, where do these conversations take place? Hey, welcome aboard, Carrie. Then the question is, where do these conversations take place? All over. Just all over. I mean, you go out for a walk in your neighborhood or community, people see you. Are those the business people that you're meeting? Depends what your business is. I mean, if you own a local pizza shop, certainly is. You own a local pizza shop and people see you walking around with the calzone, like, ah, man, that person's consistent, loves that Italian food. They see you walking around with a taco, like, hey, you eat tacos? Or what do you think? I eat Italian food all the time? Of course not. Maybe it's a conversation starter because of a taco. I mean, really? Really? Is it that simple? Is it that frequent that those conversations come up, that people jump to conclusions or come to their own conclusions? The answer is yes. It absolutely is. People do it all the time, all the time. Look, I mean, I get involved with a bunch of different things. Like, I get a lot of questions like, what are you really trying to accomplish? Need to be really clear about that one. It's what I'm really trying to accomplish. If not, it's like, man, I'm involved in a bunch of different things. So think about that. You're going to run into people in all kinds of situations. They're going to come to conclusions in all kinds of situations about who you are, what you're doing, that kind of thing. Should we show different pieces of ourselves? Absolutely. Absolutely. We're human beings. We definitely should be showing different parts of our lives to folks. How frequent? Well, that's a question. We're going to go on that one. How frequent? But should we be showing different parts of our lives to different people? Look, Costco is a company. Costco is a company. It's a company. No personality that goes along with that. A little bit, they do it. They support the community and stuff like that. But it's a company, big, large company, as so many other places. Big, large company, right? Yeah, a few success examples in there was maybe a little bit different. Steve Jobs and Apple. Steve Jobs was Apple, flat out. Kind of fascinating, right? I guess you could say Bill Gates is Microsoft, right? Does it matter what they do and what they show personally? Yeah, because it affects how people perceive their companies. Interesting, right? Those are exceptions. Those are exceptions in the large corporate world. Because most of the time, the companies have their own identity. Arthur Germain, partner, works more with companies that have identities, companies that communicate out those identities. And here is the difference between most of us, certainly most of the people that I'm interacting with, versus company interaction, which is what Arthur Germain does with Brandtelling. All right. So when a company is out there building its brand and doing everything, I think in some respects, I'm going to use the word easier. It's probably harder and easier, all one and the same, right? Because a large company is not going to be walking down the street. So any of the interactions are going to be controlled in some respect, interaction. Controlled. Controlled through their marketing, controlled through their PR, controlled through people coming into the store if it's business to consumer, controlled to a company working with its distributors, working with other businesses if it's business to business. Those scenarios are much more of a known factor, known factor. And that's why I think it's easier. Let's just say there's fewer surprise interactions with that than there would be with most of us. Let's call it the small business community. 10 and under employees, 50 and under employees, and sometimes maybe a little bit more than that. It depends on how much you have created your company versus you have created a company that's its own identity. We'll touch on that one there too. So let's go with the business to business companies. Where are they interacting? A consumer call, a client calls into the business, so it shows up to the showroom. They know what's going on. They're in your facility. In your facility, you can control everything right now. Color of paint on the wall, the decorations, the meeting rooms, the whole of everything. Absolutely everything. Communicating information out. How do you do that? Pretty easy. How to be effective is a little bit more challenging. It's the hard part. But how do you do it? Take an ad in the paper. Maybe so. You got to figure out which paper. Is it a trade paper, industry paper, general paper? Where did that trade shows participate? Is it geographically driven trade show or is something that's much more specific to an industry trade show? But whatever it is, you are proactively making a decision to take your company and put your company someplace. That allows you the time to prepare your message, your material, your websites, your emails, your press releases about, hey, we're going to be in wherever talking about showing off our products and services and that kind of thing. Different. Definitely different. It's a whole different approach to it. You really mark out or map out a true game plan in order to make that work. That, my friends, is really where I think, and I'm going to sing the man's praises here. That's where I think the big difference lies between him and me. I mentioned this on one of the other programs about doing a podcast. Arthur's going to do a podcast. He knows where it's going to start. So do I. He knows where it's going to start, middle, talking points, how it's going to end. Very succinct, right? Boom, to the point. I start a podcast, and many of these things, I start a podcast, and it's like a couple of minutes before I go live, it's like, what are we going to talk about? And then away we go, to make that come across. Different. So would I be hired for a company? Would I be hired or am I best suited to work for a corporation that is looking to develop a total marketing plan, a PR plan, getting the message out, making sure everything is gone step by step by step? Probably not my forte. Much more so his forte. Probably not mine. You get one of those executives that all of a sudden find out that, whoa, you want me to do what? You want me to speak in front of a group of people? You want me to get in front of reporters? You want me to speak at an industry show? You want me to give a 15, 20-minute talk or a half-hour presentation? It's like, how do I do that? Where do I structure it? How do I get it together? How do I get the confidence to go and do it? That's a little bit more my side of things, right? Because it's not that hard. It's not that hard to do. What's the challenge there is that it's perhaps hard to say yes in that first place. That's where that goes. You can say yes in the first place, everything else kind of falls into place. But you need the yes to say something else. So where is it hard? Let's go back to business, then we'll move on to something else. I don't want to show one of his videos here today, and we're going to cue something up, in the meantime. But, where is it hard if you're a business that is, and as you can tell, I didn't cue it up as that goes. Brandtelling, there we go. So where is it hard? One is that company needs to be really clear as to what message they want to deliver out, what their value add, really is. Like I had some work done on the pool before, right? Could I vacuum the pool? Yeah. Could I have anybody vacuum the pool? Yeah, can do that. That wasn't really what I wanted. I wasn't wanting somebody to just vacuum the pool. I wanted somebody to care whether or not the pool was clean, whether or not to care whether or not the pool was doing what a pool should do. Not exactly complicated, water clear and all the rest of that stuff. And what I found out was that the prior company I was working with didn't care. They didn't care. Hey, when somebody was here vacuuming the pool, did a good job, without a doubt. Without a doubt. You give me the proper equipment. Can I do a good job? Yeah, I could do a good job. That's fine. I'm sure you come over here and I give you the proper equipment. When it comes to vacuuming the pool, could you do a good job? Yeah. It's not that complicated. You go back and forth. You don't go too fast. This way the stuff doesn't float around. You make sure you get every spot. You're good to go. Not complicated. Definitely not complicated. Many of the things that businesses do in and of itself or how they get paid, not complicated, right? They're good at what they do. They're expert. They have expertise in what it is that they do. What is complicated and what is harder to do is to show you care. How do you quantify that? Well, oh, there we go. You know that anytime somebody starts a sentence in response to what you were talking about with, well, still a word for my Toastmaster friends. Well, telling me that they probably need a few minutes to think about that response. Well, we show we care because we're responsive. If you call us, we show up. Okay, nice. It's expected. Well, we care because when we show up, we have somebody there that can really do a good job. Okay, again, it's not that complicated. And if it is something that's complicated, I expect that. Expect that. Hire people that are appropriate for your business. Otherwise, your business is going to fail immediately. We're not even going to get a chance to communicate that. But that's expected. So even if you were to send that message out, press release, we just hired somebody who's very confident in what they do. Okay, big deal, big deal. But getting that message out that you care about the long-term success of your clients, that you care about the little things that perhaps the client's not going to even know to ask. We walk you through the entire process by sitting down with you, understanding your needs, our expertise, and how the two of us can make this a mutually beneficial long term. Hey, something that's better than I could send someone over to vacuum the pool. They'll be there exactly at 10 o'clock. And they're there exactly at 10 o'clock. Big difference on that one. Big difference. Even showing pictures, a simple photo. Show a picture. That's crazy. I had this conversation with these guys today that we hear, right? So last year, someone vacuums the pool. Nice job. Goes back and forth. Nice and clean. All well and good. Water goes down the street, goes down the sewer. All well. This year, the guy comes. Hey, he wasn't vacuuming the pool, so it's not a direct correlation here on stories, but start talking about, yeah, when the filtering process starts, the water moves around there. I love the way the water moves. And it was a new filter I put in, and it kind of, you got the stuff, the filtering stuff. Yeah, it's not my area of expertise, which is why I need somebody who really cares. Comes out and it's like, it makes all these weird patterns on the water. It's kind of nice. It's like, the guy cares. You just know it. Why? Because he's talking about the patterns that are made, with I think it's DE that filtered up, and the design it makes on the top of the water. There's a guy that pays attention to it. Just says, okay, here's a filter, plugs it in, turns it on. There you go. It's good. It'll throw some crap out over the top of the water, and they expect that. Put in new DE and away you go. Call me tomorrow. I'll let you know what to do. Okay, that's going through the motions. But he started talking about that. It's like you knew these guys just cared. You just cared. That kind of thing. But how do you get that message out? How do you get that message out? A little bit easier if you're sitting in my backyard. Much harder though if you're not a individual. If you are a company, get that message out. So tomorrow, actually, Arthur is going to be talking about that kind of thing, about delivering your message with John Hill's group, the Long Island Association of Small Businesses. I certainly signed up for that. It's from 8 to 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. So that's good. And Bramwell speaking a little bit later on, but overlapping time-wise at the Miller Business Center about TikTok. Pick which one you want to go to. But I'm certainly going to be there with Arthur, in the morning for the Long Island Association of Small Businesses, and I'll put the link up for that one. This way you can see that one. But I know he's got a couple of videos up on the site over here, and let's see if we could pick one of them out. This way we can kind of play that up, and that kind of be interesting. And he's willing to talk to anybody. But there's the difference. That's definitely the difference between between a company doing a podcast versus versus an individual. Yeah, we go. We can play. Well, that's 33 minutes. Don't want to do 33 minutes. Podcasting, marketing myths, LA news, quick introduction, author Germain. Nah. There we go. Let's try this one. It's 2 minutes. A little quick video. And that goes. I'm going to play that in a second. Whoop, got the music going.
Everyone knows the difference between strategy, objectives, and tactics, right? But why do so many marketing meetings start out discussing strategy and end up talking about ring lights for TikTok? I'm Arthur Germain, and welcome back to the Brandtelling podcast. I help startups and grow-ups establish, strengthen, and promote their brands with stronger customer relationships and bigger sales. Today I'm going to share the difference between strategy, objectives, and tactics. And then I'm going to share an easy trick to make sure you're always thinking about these three things the right way. Strategy is why you're marketing yourself in the first place. It's what you want your marketing to achieve. It's your plan of action. Objectives are the measurable goals for your marketing activities. Tactics are all the activities that you undertake to achieve your strategy and objectives. It's the place most people start, but it really shouldn't be. To help keep things clear, I often start with the 5 W's and I split these up on a whiteboard. Strategy is the why that you're launching a campaign. Objectives are what you want to measure and achieve. And tactics are the who, the where, and the when activities in your campaign. You can read more about how to put this all together at the link below on LinkedIn at bit.ly/Brandtelling-li-01.
There you go. So we're going to see if we can pull it
with the strategy, objectives, and tactics
up for you. This way you could find that link. But that's the strategy difference over there that he certainly puts together. There you go. I put up the link for the Long Island Association of Small Businesses. If you want to listen to or meet Arthur tomorrow, that'll be good. I haven't seen John Hill in a long time either, so that'll be an absolute pleasure to see how he's doing. Get his little story as to what is happening, but it's the tactics, and that's the difference I think over there. Now, for us, for the small business owner, sometimes the tactics are just going out, right? Just going out. Met somebody at the store. The clothes that I'm wearing, is it reflective of the business? Is it reflective of me shopping? Is it reflective of something else? That's a question, So then when you do that, now you've got different. Here we go. Let's go over here. Now when you do, when you're meeting somebody, that's not a tactic. That's opportunistic, right? That just is. You're running across somebody without even preparing or knowing or whatever. It just happens. Here's a link to his website. Link to site. You can't. That's not a tactic. That just is. You're just running across people. So what do? Carries on here. Carries a photographer. So Carry as a photographer, should you carry around a camera all the time? Yeah, I don't know if you're going to do that. If you're going shopping, you have to bring the camera with you. No, that's not really it. Maybe wear your name tag. You see that with real estate agents, they wear that name tag all the time. It's ingrained in their mind that every person they meet all the time, especially if they're shopping local, they're in a geographical area. Every time you meet somebody, that's a networking event. You live in the area, that's great. We just listed a home in that area, beautiful section, stuff like that. You know, and where do they go with that conversation? Depends on the response. Maybe they've got friends that were thinking about moving in. Oh, you got a home for sale in the area? My friend Mary was thinking about moving over this area. That's potentially, of course. You know her name tag all the time? Maybe you will. Maybe you will. I'm a big fan of that. But what you wear, your clothes, how you carry yourself, what you do, maybe that is your name tag all the time. It's funny, and what really prompted me on this one is that I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt. It looks like I look like crap. I don't exactly look like you know, yeah, Mr. TV show star over here today either. They get the haircut. Hey Teddy, I'm coming for another haircut, man. I got to give you a ring. Uh, Teddy Pritchett, man, international cuts master. So we'll be over there again today. Opened up a new place. So I'm more than happy to help support that effort. But so what I was wearing, would I wear that to a business event? Absolutely not. Should I be wearing business clothes at that? Absolutely not. No way, shape, or form. But still, I was not the image I wanted to project. So there is some level of um, look that probably needs to be pretty consistent as a small business owner, because here's the bottom line. The tactic is we always represent our business. If we are our business, and if you are, I wish everybody was a Bill Gates, and that kind of thing, where Bill Gates is always representing Microsoft, whatever it is that he's doing. But if you are your own business, you have your business, you're a salesperson, whatever, you always are representing that whole thing, so it's there. Occasionally, you come back from the beach and throw something on because you got to go pick up some drinks or whatever, man. That side of it's cool. It really is. But just overall, think about that. We're always on brand. So I wonder, Carrie, always wearing shirt. It's got, cameras on it. I saw that shirt, button down shirt with all these cameras on it. Looked pretty cool. Kind of like that, you know. And I always, I've been wearing his blue jacket or primary colors. That's what I think about doing. Wearing primary colors. Like, yeah. So it's kind of like consistent. Is that primary colors, confidence building, right? I think I go with confidence as opposed to creativity. Is the brand colors as that kind of comes to be. But my hair all kind of screwy and stuff like that. Man, something? I just got back from the beach. Who cares? Who cares? But perhaps a bit more professional look should go along with the thing. Daddy, you got that? But if you're out at regular things, regular networking events and stuff like that, and this is really the point. I mean, we wind up in different situations every once in a while, whatever. You know, you meet somebody at the beach that you do business with, you expected to wear business clothes? Absolutely not. No way. Definitely not the rest of that stuff. And if you are, that's a bad image too. But if you're at networking events, you go to something. Look, Anthony Amen does a walking group on Sundays. You're going to go there looking all completely disheveled? Absolutely not. Is that business? No, but you are a reflection of you and your business all the time. So it does need to be taken into consideration. Definitely does. So it's appropriate addressed for situations and everything else that goes along with that. So keep that in mind. And therein lies the difference, right? There is the big difference. So really, when I talk or what I'm looking to do with strategies in the business and business development and all the rest of that stuff that goes along with it, right? It's that consistent brand. Therein lies the commonality between what Arthur's doing and what I'm doing. right? That's the big thing. The commonality of the brand. Are you delivering a fairly consistent message all the time? Every once in a while, it changes up. A corporation business message, a consistent business message all the time, including where they donate items to, anything like that. You got a lot more flexibility that comes along. It's always a question too. Hey, I have an account on Facebook, I have an account on LinkedIn, and one on Instagram. Should I post business all the time? No, no. If it's a real true corporate account, if it's really business all the time, you know, you got a business page, okay. Occasionally you want to show personality, I think, as that goes along, that kind of thing. But if there's a balance in there too, and it's an interesting one. It's some of this depends upon your business, but it's an interesting one. I mean, you don't want to go crazy mixing business and pleasure on a Facebook page. It's got to be much more. I think it's got to be leaning more professional than personal. It just does. You want a personal account? You want to show where you go on vacation, hey, going on vacation, stuff like that. You don't want that stuff in public anyhow. Hey, I'm going on vacation next week. Not good. You know, you know why that's not good. Yeah. But all your family photos, stuff like that, you're gonna put up pictures of the kids, the grandkids, things like that, all the aunts, uncles, nieces, whatever. Yeah, it's not really for the public world. Create a Facebook page, make it a personal Facebook page, and do that. All good. It's the rest of this stuff that I'm talking about. So, you got to keep that consistent. With the bottom line, if you really want to grow your business, build your brand, do anything like that, yeah, do you need a good elevator pitch? Without a doubt. You need a good profile photo? Yeah, without a doubt. Do you need your LinkedIn, Facebook pages, Instagram, baby TikTok, all the rest of that stuff consistent? Without a doubt. All this stuff has to happen. You need the confidence to deliver it? Without a doubt. If you're going to use your voice, if you were to build your company where it's got your name on it, Julio Briones Group, we were talking about that. I had him on as a guest one time. Here's the difference. If he wants to name that company Julio Briones Group, you want to know something? He's involved. It's his company. It's him. He is the brand. He is the company. He is it. He can hire people, but it's still him. But if you want to call it home care consulting, no, now it's not just him. Now it's a little different when it comes to different marketing strategy that goes along with it. But he has to have the confidence to use his voice if he's going to call it Julio Briones. And you should too. You're going to call it generic, you can hire a voiceover, you can get away from that thing. But you're going to call and your company name. Hey, you know something? You need the confidence to deliver it out. But keep it in mind that it needs to be consistent with what it is that you're doing. People will see you in different places, and if it's too confusing, they're not going to get what it is that you're trying to accomplish. Got to get it consistent and have the confidence to deliver it. Always have the confidence. All right. Hopefully, we'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, and that's online. Long Island Association of Small Business. You got the website over there. The other thing would be, like I said, I'm going to poke it over there. We're going to speak to Henry with the TikTok, at least kind of listen in as that goes. Also, tomorrow is Carrie and Alex's event. Got Donna Drake. We got to put that one up there too. So make sure we put that link up. Donna Drake is going to be speaking out at the bagel shop out in Riverhead, but that's a hybrid meeting, so you'll be able to listen online. Got a lot of things going on tomorrow night, and I believe it's a full moon also. How exciting is that? It is something. So enjoy your day tomorrow. Have a great one. Enjoy the rest of today. Enjoy the weather. I'm going to go see if we can get this pool squared up with people who care. Now, you deliver that message out there. You really care about the people you work with, work for, and people that you serve, they're going to appreciate that. They expect you to be good. They want you to care. Know, like, and trust. All figures into that whole thing. Get that message out there. All right, my friends. Do what you do best. Speak well, speak often, and live inspired. You just might inspire somebody else to do exactly the same thing. All right, Maestro, let's play a little music. We'll get the brand going here. Back to Tomato Talk.